Hi, this is Galit Goldfarb. Today I'm going to be talking about food poisoning and what you can do about it, how you can prevent it, and how you can treat it. Food poisoning or food-borne illness generally results from ingesting bacteria, viruses, or parasites, also called pathogens, since they are harmful to humans. Through our foods. Not all bacteria found in foods are harmful. Bacteria in fermented food, for example, is healthy. Foodborne illness or food poisoning are common and affect 1/6 of the population in developed countries every single year. In undeveloped countries, these numbers are much higher. In the United States in 2022, the CDC reported 48 million people suffering from food poisoning, with about 128,000 people hospitalized and 3,000 deaths from foodborne illness. So this is a serious matter. In some places, foods are irradiated to kill the bacteria and the parasites on the food. Of the 250 identified pathogens that cause food poisoning, the viruses such as norovirus, bacteria such as Salmonella, Shigella, Escherichia coli, E. coli, Campylobacter, Listeria, Clostridium, and Staphylococcus, and parasites such as Toxoplasma, gondii, and Giardia are the most common pathogens that cause foodborne illnesses, hospitalizations, and deaths. Predisposing factors for foodborne illness outbreaks are improper handling of foods, inadequate storage facilities. For example, they are too hot, too humid, too much water, or they're dirty, or they can be full of animals such as rats and cockroaches as well. Faulty cooking, faulty food production methods, regular antibiotic use in both people and farm animals will lead to antibiotic resistance. The symptoms of food poisoning include flu-like symptoms, diarrhea, with or without mucus and blood, nausea, fever, vomiting, abdominal cramping followed by loose watery diarrhea, gastroenteritis, and within a few hours, you may also suffer from headaches caused by the dehydration. Now, if the infection is severe, fever, muscle, and joint pains may also occur, sometimes so much so that you cannot move your limbs. After ingesting the contaminated food, the symptoms may begin anytime between 6 hours to several days, depending on the different pathogens. Foodborne illness may begin with light symptoms, but it can advance to something lethal. Most foodborne illnesses are self-limiting, thank goodness, but only very occasionally are they severe enough to warrant hospitalization or cause death. Treatment usually involves symptom management, such as rehydration if the patient is clinically dehydrated, or antibiotic therapy. Irradiation of crops with ionizing radiation helps prevent food poisoning caused by E. coli, Salmonella, Campylobacter, Listeria, Cyclospora, and Shigella and Salmonella pathogens. But still, many people are against this practice for fear of radiation exposure and lack of research of what happens to our food after it receives ionizing radiation. Consuming organic foods will prevent exposure to irradiation of the crops. And the crop was irradiated through a small green Redura symbol on the label, or a statement stating that it's treated with radiation or cold pasteurized. Let's talk about natural ways to manage and prevent food poisoning through diet and lifestyle changes. Number one, you want to consume foods rich in antimicrobial compounds. Natural antimicrobial compounds in foods serve as inexpensive yet very effective ways to manage food poisoning. Plant-derived compounds have antimicrobial activities against some of these mentioned food pathogens. Some polyphenol compounds have high antimicrobial compound concentrations, and they inhibit bacteria growth and replication. Also, some polyphenols work synergistically with other compounds, making them even more potent antimicrobial agents. Examples of foods high in polyphenols include citrus fruits, honey, grape skin, and varieties of grape seeds. These foods are rich in gallic and ellagic acids, which show significant antimicrobial activity against the bacteria Staphylococcus aureus. Aloe vera and eucalyptus have also potent antimicrobial activity due to the alkaloids, fatty acids, sulfur, and other compounds that they have. I recommend consuming aloe vera juice made by scraping the aloe vera gel straight into a blender, adding water, or juice, and then adding a squeeze of lemon and drinking it. You may also make some eucalyptus leaf tea and drink it. If you can find aloe vera juice in shops that has few ingredients and not very much sugar, then that's great. You can drink that. Unfortunately, most stores sell aloe vera juice that is full of sugar, which helps the bacteria thrive. Now, Tomatidine, found in red and green tomatoes, is a bactericidal agent against different variants of Staphylococcus. Allicin and capsaicin, found in garlic and chili peppers, control the replication of Staphylococcus. And once you combine tomatoes, garlic, and chili peppers into a paste and eat it when you have food poisoning or whenever visiting less clean places, it is very potent. It's a very potent recipe. Combining these natural compounds together enhances their antimicrobial and antitoxin activities. So if you have food poisoning, you may consume all of these recommended foods together during the first day to prevent any escalation of the illness. Also, you want to drink enough. Vomiting or diarrhea as a result of food poisoning can lead to dehydration. Fluid therapy involves assessing your fluid and electrolyte loss. How many times did you vomit? How many times did you have loose stools? Increasing your water intake is best for remaining hydrated, and another way to rehydrate is by eating fruits and vegetables with high water content, such as tomatoes, oranges, and grapes that also have the antimicrobial activity. Electrolytes are necessary for combating dehydration because these salts and minerals maintain fluid balance and blood pressure. So you can do that by drinking coconut water, which contains also natural sugars that work well in replenishing energy stores. Generally, a person needs about 8 cups of water a day. So make sure you're getting sufficient water. Also, you can visit actually my video that I made on hydration to learn exactly how to calculate the right amount of water for you. If this is interesting for you, it's a very important video to watch. Also, you want to follow a simple diet during foodborne illness to help alleviate the symptoms. You want to eat as little as possible and allow the body to remove the toxins yet still have the energy to heal itself. Bland, fiber-rich foods will help expel digestive tract pathogens and provide you with energy. A bland diet of brown rice or whole grain toast, along with the foods mentioned above, you can make it into a paste, put on the toast. It's great. It will stop the pathogen from multiplying, help destroy remaining pathogens, and block their harmful activity, and ensure that you heal as quickly as possible. These bland foods are also less acidic, preventing pathogen multiplication that occurs readily in acidic environments. Now, although most people lose their appetite when suffering from foodborne illness, some will still feel hungry. You want to avoid processed foods, fried foods, dressings, and animal products when you feel hungry and you are suffering from a foodborne illness. Now let's talk about prevention. First, the food should be of good quality, not diseased or with defective packaging. Convenience, unprocessed foods are the fastest growing segment of the food market, yet is the most dangerous since these foods are not sterile. So extra care when purchasing such foods is critical. These foods usually come in vacuum packaging that must be chilled and well packaged. Otherwise, these foods are at risk of temperature issues. Second, garbage must be contained and disposed of in a sanitary manner. And third, all people who cook and handle food should follow strict measures to prevent contamination. All family members who are cooking should wash their hands thoroughly and keep utensils clean when using for preparation of different food items. And people with infectious diseases, needless to say, should not handle food. Note that prevention is always better than treatment. Following these basic hygiene practices that I'm going to talk about now, you will avoid most food pathogen illnesses. Number one, you want to wash your hands using soap before touching, eating, or preparing foods. You want to wear clean clothing or gloves and aprons when cooking. You want to clean kitchen surfaces before you work on them, and appliances, especially when preparing animal-based meals. All utensils, dishes, and anything else that comes in contact with food should be clean. Also, wash fresh vegetables and fruits under running water, especially if they are they come in close proximity with the animal products. You don't want to use the same utensils, of course, or cutting boards for different food groups. Also, you want to cook foods sufficiently. Thoroughly cooked foods of animal origin will help kill the germs, but you also want to reheat all foods only once after preparation. Now, this is very important. Even if it's not animal-based foods, you want to heat the food only one time after you prepare it. So if heated more than once, the pathogens will multiply too much to eliminate them even after the heating. Now, storage, when storing foods, do so promptly, preferably under 1 hour after the food is prepared. And now, before refrigeration, only let the food sit maximum up to 2 hours at room temperature. Food does not need to be cooled to room temperature before being placed in a refrigerator, and leftover food should be stored immediately or discarded. Temperature, let's talk about that. You also want to ensure your refrigerator is cold enough. Bacteria will multiply if left in a temperature above 4 degrees, which is 40 degrees Fahrenheit, 4 degrees Celsius. Therefore, you should keep your refrigerator below this temperature, and your freezer should be set at 0 degrees Fahrenheit, which is minus 18 degrees Celsius. Pre-cooked or leftover foods held at temperatures over 7 degrees Fahrenheit, Celsius, which is 45 degrees Fahrenheit, are reservoirs of bacteria that survive cooking and then will recontaminate the foods, and should be avoided. Now, you also want to consume a plant-based diet. Almost all foods that cause foodborne illness are animal-based, except for sprouts. Sprouts are the only plant-based foods that may cause food poisoning if not grown in clean conditions or kept for too long. Otherwise, a plant-based diet will help you avoid nearly all foodborne illness. Now, after the illness, and as a preventative measure for future illness, you want to take probiotic supplements. These are recognized as having preventative properties, many disorders, due to their ability to improve the gut's microbial community. Probiotics contain live microorganisms that promote growth and activity, that promote health of the microbiome, basically, and health of the digestive tract. Probiotic supplements can help replenish the normal intestinal flora you lost while taking antibiotics or while eating foods, unhealthy foods, eating processed foods, or previous food poisonings, vomiting, diarrhea bouts, etc. Probiotic supplementation will replace the good bacteria that you have lost and help your body remove any toxins from your digestive tract. Also, I recommend paying attention to which probiotic supplement you take. Take a probiotic supplement for 2 weeks. And the probiotic supplement should contain at least 10 different microbial strains with at least 100 billion microbes to be effective. You can find this information on the label, on the ingredients label of the probiotic supplement. So to conclude, you can avoid foodborne pathogens by properly cooking, cleaning, and storing foods at the right temperature. But your best bet is consuming a whole food plant-based diet, such as the gorilla diet, made from natural foods, and avoiding animal products. If you have food poisoning, you want to consume polyphenol-rich foods that I mentioned in this video, and remember to rehydrate. Take electrolytes or rehydrate with coconut water, and help your digestive system regain its health through probiotic supplements. A bland diet will also help your body remove the toxins as fast as possible. So I hope you liked this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Please also subscribe to my channel if you like these types of videos about health, and also visit my website to help you move your health to a better place, help you lose weight, and help you achieve all of your health goals, basically. So thank you very much for joining.